Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today we have ourselves a quality check with the Model Y. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So all right, we have yet another quality check with the Model Y. So this is the gray with the standard wheels, and if you're to powder coat these wheels, they look phenomenal. Let's take a look at the left side, and what we want to make sure is that the fender matches the hood and the hood matches the bumper, and there's no color discoloration or anything that's out of place. So far so good. I do like what I'm seeing. Moving along to the right side, beautiful. Now onto the driver's side wheel. Now checking this driver's side door. So I do notice that it has a gap over here, but it does tend to thin out at the bottom there, but I would like to have that driver's door adjusted. Now let's take a look at the interior. Beautiful. Now let's take a look at the driver's side door, and it is flush. Now let's take a look over here to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Now I'm checking this door, it is flush. So the gap isn't that bad and also isn't that good. I would prefer if it was a little bit more tighter, but it's in between being acceptable and not acceptable. It's not as bad as I've seen. Over here, I would wish that this is a little bit more tighter, though. Checking the charge port door to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Now let's take a look at the rear to see if the lights are flush, and the lights are flush. Moving along to the right side. Now let's take a look at this right side over here. Beautiful, and that's what we want to see. Nice thin gaps and being as tight as possible. But we do have ourselves an issue with this passenger rear door. It seems to be poking out. A very common issue that Tesla seems to have. So, taking a look at the wheels, and remember, these are just my standards. My standards may not be your standards, so if you feel that you love your vehicle, you're more than welcome to accept it. My goal is to advise new buyers what to look for and how to get it fixed when you're taking delivery. All right, so I will be passing this Model Y. And let's move on to another Model Y. All right, so we have yet another gray Model Y, and it has the upgraded wheels. So let's continue on with a quality check on this Model Y. And the reason why we want to check as many Model Ys as possible is that we want to get an overall trend for the most recent builds, in order to give us a sense of direction of whether if Tesla is getting better or worse, or is the problems continuing. Personally, what I see is the problems are continuing, but let's continue on. So taking a look at the left side and looking at the bumper, looking at the hood, making sure that there's no discolorations or anything that's out of place. Taking a look at the right side. Now let's take a look at these wheels. Taking a look at the driver's side door. This gap also a little bit, actually it's fine. I was going to say that it is a little bit big, but by looking over here, it looks fine. All right, so here's a look at the interior. It's all wrapped up, packaged up, and ready to go. And let's take a look at this handle over here to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Now, taking a look over here, and it is flush. So I definitely do like what I'm seeing. Now let's see if this is flush over here. So this gap, it's, yeah, it's too big. Yeah, definitely too big. And over here, this is even worse. Over here, it's even worse. This is definitely too big. So definitely have some issues with this particular Model Y. Taking a look at the left side. Now let's continue on to the right side. Let's check the light. And this light sits a little bit in, so we definitely have ourselves an issue. Now looking at the right side. So this right side is nice. I do like what I'm seeing, and I do wish the gap was more like the right side. But I would definitely say that the right side also needs to be lined up. Taking a look at the wheels, the door handle. Remember, no two Model Ys are the same. You're either going to get a good build, a flawless build, or a horrible build. So that's one thing with Tesla, because you don't know who's assembling the vehicle. And I strongly believe that there is something wrong with the machines that are producing these vehicles, because they seem to have the exact same repetitive problem with the left side gap and the right side passenger door. It seems to be very, very common. So it seems that the machines that's making these keeps on making the exact same mistake over and over and over again. So either the machines have to be recalibrated, or something has to be done. I personally would recommend that Tesla stop the production, fix these issues, and restart production. I'd rather have them build a quality vehicle than to build as much quantity as possible, but having still defects. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to fail this gray Model Y. Now let's move on to our final Model Y. All right, so this is our final Model Y for the evening. It's the white with the white actually, it doesn't have the white interior. It's the white with the black interior and the upgraded wheels. Now let's take a look at the left side. Let's take a look at the front of the bumper. Let's take a look at the hood. And we're looking for any scratches, paint defects, or anything that looks out of place. Remember, if you're taking delivery, at least walk around your vehicle at least 5 times. Never rush your delivery. Bring somebody with you. Get a second opinion. Checking the door here, and it's nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. So that's the interior. Remember, after you've done checking the exterior, that's when you want to check the interior. You want to check the seats. You want to check your center console. You want to check your steering wheel. You want to make sure everything's operational. Then after you've done with the front seats, you want to move to the back seats. You want to check that they fold properly. You want to check that there's no scuffs on your seats, each side door. Then after, you want to check your trunk. Open and close your trunk, make sure it closes properly and that nothing is out of place. Now let's move along with this quality check. So driver's side door seems to be flush, and that's what we want to see. Now let's move over here, and it is flush, and that's what we want to see. So this gap over here, it's a lot tighter than what we've seen with the other Model Y, and I do like this, and I do like this. Beautiful. And that's what we want to see. Now let's take a look at the left light and moving along to the right side. So this light sits in. You can see right there, they don't sit flush. So it is something that I would love to have adjusted. Now onto the right side. This right side gap is beautiful and beautiful. Oh, I really like this. Now this door, passenger rear door, common problem is poking out. So checking this door handle. Now let's see if this door, and it is flush. So definitely will be giving this last Model Y a pass. So if you're thinking about doing placing an order, now's the best time to do it. Why? Because look at all these vehicles all over the place. There's so many Model Ys mixed with Model 3s, they're everywhere. I tell you, this parking lot is full with brand new cars. And so I highly suggest that you do yourself a quality check. You make sure that during delivery day, you bring a checklist. If you need a checklist, go to www.electricbuyers.com and click download checklist. If you need an inspection done by me personally, you can contact me by email and I will come out with you during your delivery. If you live in the Canadian area, preferably in the GTA, from Oakville to Toronto, or if you live further out, I can still drive up and check your vehicle. This service does cost you about $99 because I do have to offer my time. And so that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day.
Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.